You've done your research on Northwest Arkansas. You know about the trails, you've seen the cost of living numbers, and you've Googled Wal-Mart headquarters and figured out what that means for the local economy. You think you know what you're getting into, and honestly, you're probably right about most of it. But here's one thing that almost every single person who moves here says they didn't see coming. And it's not the mountain biking, it's not the food scene, and it's not even the Crystal Bridges Museum, which by the way, would be a top 5 attraction in any major city in the country. It's something harder to put on a list, and it's the reason people who move here stop looking back. I'm Eric Eby, executive broker with the Naturally NWA home team at Collier & Associates. I've been licensed for 10 years. I've helped over 300 families buy and sell here, and a big chunk of what I do is relocation, which means I spend a lot of time talking to people before they move here, and then I talk to them again after they've settled in. And after doing this long enough, you start to notice patterns. Things people consistently didn't expect. Things that don't show up in any pros and cons of living in Northwest Arkansas articles. This is the one that comes up more than anything else. Here's what I want to do today. I want to explain the thing itself, what it actually is, why it happens here specifically, and why Northwest Arkansas is almost uniquely set up for it in a way that most cities aren't. And then I want to talk to you about what it means practically if you're someone considering a move, because it actually changes the math on relocation in a way most people don't think about. Let's get into it. Here's where I want to start, and it might sound obvious until you actually think about it. Northwest Arkansas is full of people who just moved here. I don't mean that loosely, I mean it literally. About 40 people a day are relocating to Northwest Arkansas right now. That's not a recent spike, that's been the trend for years. And before that wave, there was another wave. Wal-Mart's supplier network alone has brought people here from every corner of the country for decades. What that means is, unlike most cities, the social fabric here is not locked up. You know what I mean by that. You've probably lived somewhere where it felt like everyone already had their people, their college friends, their hometown crew, their coworkers from 10 years ago. And you're the new person trying to find a crack in something that's already sealed shut. Northwest Arkansas is not that kind of place. Because so many people have relocated here from California, Texas, the Midwest, even internationally, there's a shared identity that gets built around being a transplant. People are genuinely open to new connections here, not in a forced networking event kind of way, just organically open. But here's the part that actually gets people. This is the thing they call me about. The surprise isn't just that people are friendly here. Friendly cities exist everywhere. The surprise is the speed. People who relocate to Northwest Arkansas, and I've had this conversation enough times to know that I'm not exaggerating, consistently describe feeling at home within 3 to 6 months. Not I'm adjusting, not it's growing on me, actually at home. And when I ask them why, they don't usually say the trails or the food or the events, even though all that is real. They say things like, we met our closest friends here within the first year, or my kids made real friends faster here than anywhere else we've ever lived. It feels like people actually want you here. That last one is the one that sticks with me, because that's not a given. There are plenty of places you can move to where you're technically welcome but practically invisible. NWA has something going on socially that I don't fully have a clean explanation for, but I've watched it happen too many times to dismiss it. And here's why I think it actually happens. Because it's not an accident. There are a few things about NWA that I think actively creates this dynamic rather than just allowing it. First, the trails. And I know everyone talks about the trails, but I'm not talking about them as an outdoor amenity right now. I'm talking about them as social infrastructure. The Razorback Greenway, the Bentonville Trail System, the Back 40 in Bella Vista, these are places where people run into each other regularly, on purpose and by accident. You start to recognize faces. Faces become names, and names become people you grab coffee with. The trails are NWA's version of the neighborhood bar, except they're free, they're everywhere, and you feel better afterwards. Second, Crystal Bridges and the art scene. Having a world-class free art museum as a community anchor does something to a city's identity. It signals this place takes quality of life seriously, and it attracts a certain kind of person, curious, engaged, not just here to clock in and clock out. Third, the Wal-Mart effect on diversity. People don't always think about this, but Wal-Mart's global supplier network means NWA has one of the most internationally diverse populations of any city its size in the country. You get that cosmopolitan mix that usually only exists in cities 5 times the size. So here's the practical takeaway, and this actually matters for your decision. If you're weighing a move to Northwest Arkansas and one of your concerns is starting over socially, leaving your network, rebuilding friendships, finding people in a new place, I want you to hear this clearly. NWA is one of the easiest places in the country to do that. Not because it's perfect, not because everyone you meet will become your best friend, but because the conditions here, the transplant culture, the community infrastructure, the sheer number of people who went through the same thing you're about to go through are genuinely favorable. I've worked with people who moved here knowing absolutely nobody. No family, no connections, nothing but a job offer or a decision to try something different. And within a year, most of them had more real community here than they had in a decade somewhere else. That's not a sales pitch. That's just what I've watched happen repeatedly. All right, let's bring it all home. Here's what we covered. Number 1, NWA is an area of transplants. The social fabric is open in a way most cities aren't. Number 2, people consistently feel at home faster here than anywhere they've lived before. Number 3, it's not an accident. The trails, the art scene, the international diversity all create conditions for real community. Number 4, if rebuilding your social life is a concern about relocating, NWA is one of the best places to do it. Look, I've been helping people move here for 10 years. The stuff I can put on a spreadsheet like square footage, property taxes, school ratings, that's easy to show you. This one's harder to show, but it's the thing people call me about after they've been here a year just to say they get it now. If you're thinking about making the move and want to talk through whether Northwest Arkansas is actually the right fit for your family, not just the numbers, but the real picture, reach out. I'm easy to find. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen and we can connect that way. And if this was useful, please subscribe. Multiple videos a month, all built for people seriously considering a move to Northwest Arkansas. I'm Eric Eby, and I'll see you on the next one.